Welcome to the Protocol Builder Overview webinar. This is part of the Brooke Army Medical Center CIRT virtual conference. Today we're going to be talking about a protocol development application. Hi, my name is Neil Allen and I'm with the Biomedical Research Alliance of New York. Here's my contact information, and then also here's the contact information for our help desk, which I will also put at the end of this presentation as well. On the right here, you will actually see the BAMC protocol builder information where you can send an email if you have any questions that you want to send to the BAMC folks regarding protocol builder. So Protocol Builder is kind of like a TurboTax for doing investigator-initiated trial protocols. And basically it was launched in 2015. It's an online application that basically helps you create a clear, complete, and compliant protocol. Why are protocols difficult? Well, first of all, it's a fairly complicated process with many requirements and really has to be done completely and compliantly or it basically gets sent to an IRB and then sent back, and it becomes a longer process. Slow IRB processes can really be both waste people's resources and time, and it can be very frustrating. Institutions are looking for more investigator-initiated trial protocols to be done, but they also need to make sure it doesn't, really tax the staff or the resources. There's a lot of technology to help manage the IRB process, and then of course there's been Microsoft Word for many years, but these are not products that were specifically designed for protocol writing. And one of the benefits of Protocol Builder is not only does it help you with a protocol for the IRB, but it actually helps you think through your scientific process, which is, again, the core reason you're really doing this research. So Protocol Builder being a kind of a TurboTax for doing protocols, we actually have, and I'll show you later, a full range of protocol templates. So we can do anything from QA, QI, and chart review through interventional combo with significant risk. And one of the neat things about Protocol Builder, though, is we built in this really strong guidance throughout, and also include now sample text. So we're really making it easier to do than what Word lets you generally do. We've also built in some really elaborate collaboration tools that allow people to collaborate, review, and edit protocols with their contributors and support staff. And really track that collaboration and not only get it done, but see who owes what and that kind of thing. Nice thing too is that Protocol Builder will work with your EIRB system as it works, and it actually works. Since you can create Word files or PDFs, it can be very standard compared to what you may be doing today with some other people that may still want to use a Word-based system. So I mentioned that I work for the Biomedical Research Alliance in New York. Our acronym is BRAINY. Basically, we're a national organization that does research administration and research compliance services and products. You may know CITI program compliance training, that's part of BRAINY. HRP consulting is part of BRAINY. The BRAINY independent IRB is part of BRAINY, and then Protocol Builder is part of BRAINY as well. Protocol Builder is used by all kinds of institutions, academic and healthcare systems nationwide. These are some of them. This is just a touch. We actually have added a number of other people like Yale and University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill. So we have a really good, strong group of people that are using Protocol Builder nationwide. What we've done for Brooke Army Medical Center is we have created a special secure server specifically for you guys. You'll see the link to where you can both sign up and sign into Protocol Builder. The first time you do it, you'll be sent a welcome email, and then you will create your password and such, and then you will go to the same link and then type in your email in the future, click on the link, and then put in your password, and that's how you'll get in to Protocol Builder in the future. So let's talk a little bit about some of the things you'll see in Protocol Builder. First of all, this is the Protocol Builder home screen. And what I kind of want you to know is just notice how, kind of clean and try as simple and straightforward we try to make everything. We do this on purpose because, basically protocol writing is usually either done like once for a resident or maybe every couple of years for a regular investigator. So unlike, something like Outlook, which might be complicated, but, use it every day, so you just deal with it. We try to make this a very simple program to learn and an easy program to relearn. So you can see on the front screen here, we have some nice easy stuff. Our tool ribbon up here is in the upper right, which I'll go over in a minute. We can launch, these are the last 3 protocols I worked on. It's going to let me launch them right away because chances are that is what I'd be working on if I was a normal writer. I can start a new protocol from here. I can access some of our videos. And on the right here, the information below the blue bar is news from Protocol Builder, and the information above the blue bar is information would be from BAMC. All right. So now when we go up to the tool ribbon up here, as I showed you, on the far right is the help and really the help and training button. And we consider that very important because that's how you're going to learn and get the most out of this with the least amount of effort. So we've actually created a number of pre-recorded trainings. I'm actually working on another new training right now that's a complete overview that also covers all the new features there'll be a BAMC version of it that'll be stored, so you can download that and you can basically run these trainings anytime you want and over again, so you don't have to worry about you can learn when you need to. We do also offer live trainings a couple times a month. You can sign up for them here. We've got a Take a Tour, which is kind of a screen-oriented walkthrough. We got a user guide, which is kind of a text-oriented walkthrough, and then we've got some technical FAQs. By the way, we have our help desk is open 12 hours a day, Monday through Friday. We're fortunate it doesn't get many calls. Last month we only got like 7 calls, even though we had high use, which I think is a testament to how well the program's written. But, again, if you need help, you're going to need it. By the way, when you see the help thing today, you'll actually also see the email for the help. And I've shown that to you in the first slide and at the end as well. All right, so now here's like the main screen of after we've loaded a protocol. The first screen we see, these are our dashboards that give you basically an understanding by major section, what's the relative completeness, kind of a quick thumbnail understanding. Some of the other things, so on the left here, when you click the menu button, it only does one thing, which is pull up the table of contents. And the table of contents is basically where we work from in the program. So wherever we see a plus means there's subsections below it. So if I was live, if I clicked on this introductory statement, I would see the subsections below it. In Protocol Builder, we fill out the cover, synopsis if there is one, and then the numbered sections. And then Protocol Builder is going to create automatically for you the references, appendixes, abbreviations, glossary, list of tables, and such. So that's one of the really nice things about Protocol Builder is it creates all that stuff for you based on what you've entered in these other areas. Okay, I want to get your attention to these colored circles. So if I went down to a subsection and I saw basically a green colored circle, that means that section's been entered into and marked as complete. If it had a gray circle, it would mean that section's been entered into and marked as draft. Now at the top level, if you have a green circle, that means all the subsections are marked as complete. If you have a gray circle there, it means at least one subsection is marked as draft. So it's just a nice, much better way than Word to get a feeling of what's been done and where am I at on it. And of course, it gets even nicer if you have a lot of collaborators you're supposed to be working with. So as I mentioned, Protocol Builder really does offer a wide variety of templates. So we have everything from QA and chart review, repositories, observational studies, and then interventionals, including significant risk, drug and device. We also offer social behavioral and behavioral interventional, as well as today we have the NIH drug and device grant. And then we're also going to be offering the NIH social behavioral grant protocol very, very soon. All right, so like we actually got into an editing box. So let's say like if I choose that, the plus as I mentioned, I go to primary objective. Let's take a look at a few of the things that we see. First of all, I wanted to bring your attention to these red circles because they're the really strong guidance that we offer at Protocol Builder. And on a topic level, it's usually NIH level and FDA level or higher. We may have more examples and stuff. If it's actually in like how the like an operational thing on the product, it's going to tell you how that function works. So that's really, really nice. And you'll note that unlike Word, we don't put your guidance in the editing box like they do in Word. So you either have to delete it or learn to know that that's not a true entry and that kind of thing. So that's one of the big benefits of the way Protocol Builder works. Now, Protocol Builder basically uses a kind of a Word knockoff for most of its functions, mostly because you already probably know those. So we're trying to keep it as straightforward as possible. We do have special functions that we do better than the way Word normally does it. So we have a symbols library that's better than their keyboards. We can make our abbreviations and our glossary sections for ourselves. We can basically create references. We can create them on the fly, but more likely we're going to want to use maybe some EndNote libraries or PubMed libraries we already had, and Protocol Builder lets you bring those into Protocol Builder to use those. And then we have the ability to do footnotes, and then we can also bring in tables and other graphics right into the content. And as you can kind of see here below, we can also create appendices. So we can create it, title it, and bring it into our document. And so we can actually, again, use Protocol Builder to create the full document we need. A couple other neat features I want to talk about. One is the sample text feature. If available, the sample text feature will give you the wording, usually from the NIH or the FDA, of how that sentence should be laid out. And it can be really nice, let's say with you got your residents and stuff where there's supposed to be 20 of them doing basically 20 different of the same primary objectives, but they're coming up with 21 very different approaches. This can help make it easier for everybody. Okay. By the way, here's one of the collaboration features up here. This is when you click on this, it's opens a chat window. We have a chat window associated with every section of Protocol Builder. And the nice thing about using this chat window is it stays with the Protocol Builder file forever. It doesn't print the protocol, so it could be 2 years later and you could have been having a chat about what statistical methods you chose and what it might mean, and you might want to review that. It could be hard to find in email or some other chat system, but it'll be associated with the Protocol Builder file. So one of the other features you saw on that page was one called Compare Revisions, done very, very differently than the way Microsoft Word does it. So you'll note here, you can see that we're showing you what's been subtracted is in red and what's added in green. And you can actually choose, it's actually comparing it to the last completed version. We could actually choose any other version we want to compare to that last completed version. And it could work out well because it might be there's an earlier version that's actually acceptable and we're still working on a newer version of something. It's not been approved or we're about to have a group meeting. So we could remake that earlier version the current version so we can meet the meeting, and then but the other newer version is still saved because everything's saved, so we can come back and work on it if we choose to. Now, one of the other really nice collaboration features comes if you turn on notifications, and you can do it pretty much on the fly. And the reason we have it as a toggle because it saves you clicks if you don't want to collaborate, which you're probably only going to do, some percentage of the time. But if you have the notifications on, once I hit save as complete or save as draft, it's going to give me this screen that lets me actually create a message. I can choose the people I send it to, and then it's going to send an email to them with my note and a link to this particular protocol and subsection, and that's how we do our collaboration. And then we have this really nice needs review function, which what's doing is it's telling us, so I've assigned tasks to people, and I can see which ones are still open and which ones have been completed, which again is a really nice way to kind of manage and what's going on in this protocol. And then bottom line, we can get Word or PDF output. We have a really good means of actually making sure that the protocol is complete using the checklist, and that way we actually have a full and complete protocol. And on versions 2 and later, if we choose the toggle to allow for summary of changes, anytime we make a change to the content, it's going to automatically catch that and show us what that change was. And then in the summary of changes area, it lets us put down a rationale for the change. And then what's going to happen is it's going to print at the end of the protocol this type of section that would make it much easier for the, let's say, IRB who assigned you, let's say, 3 questions to see what, answering their questions. They have to go pick through the whole protocol to figure out what was going on. Again, saving time and effort. And remember, I showed you earlier, this dashboard is just a really nice way you can call up at any time just to see where things really are. And it can be really useful, let's say, to a primary investigator or an HRPP group, because if they see a protocol that looks definitely very short of being complete, without having to waste a lot of their time, they can send it back and say, hey, why don't you get this more complete before you send it to me? So it's a good tool for that kind of thing. As I mentioned, we have a really strong resident new investigator support program, and what that includes are special articles. We have our special chart review protocol that has extra guidance in it to make sure it's easier for people to do. We just added a QA/QI protocol, and we're doing different kinds of webinars and other content to help learn how not just to do protocols, but even to do training, which is one of the reasons why we're adding the city research study design to the Protocol Builder Resident New Investigator Support Program, so that they actually have tools to learn how to do all the steps of research. So basically, Protocol Builder really helps the investigators, particularly the new investigators, but really all investigators, because it's you can get to it anytime. It's easy to use. It's more structured. Has way better guidance, and some really nice tools, and really strong and collaboration that's trackable. From a research administration point of view, you just get better quality, more complete, more consistent, more compliant protocols. It's not complicated, and Protocol Builder offers all kinds of support to make it really work for you. So if you have any questions, please contact myself or, of course, the BAMC folks noted on the earlier slide. Really appreciate your time. I think you're going to find this is a great tool to help you learn and create way better IIT protocols.